해가 뜨는 것도 모르게 Dance time to dance 집에 가는 것도 까먹게 붉어진 너의 하얀 불을 좋아해 움켜진 문제들은 모두 가볍게 손 들고 태워 이 순간을 밝게 녹여진 분위기는 뜨겁게 우리 둘이 눈을 마주보고 춤을 춰보자 우리 둘이 두 눈을 마주보고 춤을 춰보자 I'll never miss this chance make it dance 해가 뜨는 것도 모르게 Dance time to dance 집에 가는 것도 까먹게 붉어진 너의 하얀 불을 좋아해 움켜진 문제들은 모두 가볍게 손 들고 태워 이 순간을 빨갛게 녹여진 분위기는 뜨겁게 우리 둘이 두 눈을 마주보고 춤을 춰보자 우리 둘이 두 눈을 마주보고 춤을 춰보자
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're getting ourselves ready for our Group A match between Team Secret and Talon. Talon need themselves a 2-0 here to stay alive in their group stage to potentially have a spot in the playoffs. See if they can play a little bit longer here in ESL One Malaysia. Team Secret though, have already locked themselves in towards the playoffs, but still once again, looking for a 2-0 themselves so they can get themselves towards the top of the group, get themselves up a bracket, have those two lives.
Yeah, kind of like what we were talking about. It's not been SEA's tournament so far. You know, we had Boom obviously drop that crazy game against Fnatic with the base race, and Talon, they memed a little bit too much against Alliance in that first game, right? Like, that is Alliance's only win so far, and it came up against Talon.
Yeah, it's been tricky, and even the games that Talon have won, they have not looked the cleanest
we
necessarily.
were sweating.
Yeah, it was like no tier 1 towers taken by the enemy team, and yet somehow we were like, oh, Alliance they could maybe still win this. Talon are kind of goofing off a little bit. It seemed like they were feeling themselves, but we were still worried with the draft that they had. Absolutely need to come out swinging in this series, both because they need the 2-0, and I think their only hope against Team Secret is to really win the lanes and like take control of the game from the start, and then they're just going to have to ride that the rest of the way through. I don't think they're going to, grind out a 50-minute comeback against Secret.
Does that mean that we're looking towards, them to try and enable somebody like Makoto in the mid lane there? We touched on the fact that, maybe leaving some of these players in the offlane. KP has, throughout his career been one of those players you can kind of just leave on an island a little bit, giving something like a Tide Hunter. He can just sit back Centaur, he can just kind of sit back and cruise around, and he'll do his job in the mid game. So do you think that, now coming into this, that Talon need to kind of enable somebody like Makoto to try and take over a game?
I think that's obviously an aspect, but the key thing for me is just going to even go down to the draft, right? Like,
can they get the Dawnbreaker?
Can they get the Dawnbreaker? Or, I mean, it's really important to take that away from Rezo as well. Like,
Yes.
it is one of his best heroes by far, and so you're going to need to deal with that. You're going to need to deal with Nisha's Puck, which I think is the best in the world.
And make sure none of this cheesy stuff happens as well, right? Like Timber mid, we've seen some Batrider off lane from Secret. Like they've got all this stuff up their sleeves, and all of a sudden you could be looking at, oh, we just lost the draft. Like we forgot about this one hero.
Puppy's Chen as well. Chen's
Yeah,
still good.
yeah. There's still plenty of stuff that you need to get rid of.
Zayat's Techies
Not
is
easy.
another one as well that they've been playing throughout the group stages. So it seems like Team Secret have a lot of ammunition in their back pocket. And I think, coming into this series, they're definitely favorites going up against Talon right now. Obviously these guys looking better in their group so far. They've looked better in the group stages as well. And coming into this, I think this is going to be a big proving point for Secret. If they get the 2-0 here, they can start off their playoffs run on a hot streak. And then if they get through ESL One Malaysia, finishing relatively high, these guys going in towards the TI qualifiers are going to have a lot of confidence in themselves. I'd imagine all 5 of these players have a massive amount of confidence in and of themselves, but if they're able to get themselves a good finish here at ESL One Malaysia, going in towards those tier qualifiers, they might have figured some things out about the patch, and they might be able to get a head start against those Western European teams.
They're my current favorites for the Western European regional qualifier slot. You've got them. Probably next off the rank would be Nigma and Entity. They're my top 3 at the moment. Liquid haven't been showing as many good performances, at least consistent performances, and Secret, they have for the last 2 months or so. Multiple lands, obviously still not being able to go to Arlington. It was right on the edge there, Entity just beating them out, but they're a very good team, especially with the addition of Zayats.
Yeah, and the longer it goes on, the harder it is to just chalk it up to being like, oh, it's a honeymoon period. They got some new players in. People don't know what to do against them. Every game, they're looking pretty strong. Still, the drafts here and there, I think Puppy is and has always been one of those captains that can kind of outdraft himself in certain situations by just being like, oh, you guys in this best of 5 just played this hero that we've never played before. Well, I'm going to pick it anyway because I want to play it. And sometimes it works and he looks like a genius, and sometimes it falls flat a little bit. But I think they're just so favored against Talon here.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I think with this patch, obviously, across the board, games seem at least 5 minutes slower on average. And I feel like that's going to favor Team Secret style, because back in the days when they were playing with Yapsaw, both Puppy and Yapsaw were being very, very greedy. Zayats, he is still able to get a lot of farm, but he plays a lot more around his offlaner than just independently, which is, much more of the Yapsaw style. So I feel like Puppy isn't able to play down that greedy route with, his Chen, his Enchantress, these style of heroes that can pop off if you just give them that little bit of extra farm.
And in contrast, Talon kind of have 2 5s in a lot of ways.
True.
Playstyle-wise, hero pool-wise.
Q can get pretty aggressive at times.
Sure.
What I want to see Talon do is I either want them to see full-on aggression, like we saw in that game with Savage playing the Dawnbreaker, or I want them to leave Savage's hero for the very last pick and be that specific counter to the carry-to-carry matchup. And I believe they've got second pick this game, so that's going to... They'll have both of those options available to themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, looking at the priorities so far, having the second pick is a big little boon here for Talon to see if they can get out on top. I have heard a little whisper that I think Sir Action Slacks is down there with the coach of Team Secret, Heen.
Thank you very much, guys. I am here with the brains behind Team Secret, some would say. Mr. Heen, how you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
Would you agree with that statement, by the way? You're the brains behind Secret, or is it more like left hemisphere you, right hemisphere Puppy kind of deal?
I would be like a quarter of a hemisphere.
Just the frontal lobe? That's the most important lobe, dude.
Yeah. I'm not in the driver's seat, I would say. Just like backseat gamer.
I see. A very useful skill, I have to admit. So let's talk a little bit about this tournament. I'm interested in kind of how you guys are feeling about being here. This is a big deal. It's the last one before TI, but it's got this new wild patch. Just kind of what's the overall feel of the team?
Well, we didn't know the patch was going to drop in the middle of the group stages, and we came in here kind of like a semi-boot camp for the coming TI qualifiers, and the patch dropped, and it actually made it a lot more fun because, for example, yesterday we were overwhelmed by the patch notes. So we just said fuck it and let's have fun, Let's play, try our best, and then afterwards we can see what other teams are up to. Just don't try to it's not humanly possible to know the patch before it's been played out over thousands of games.
Yeah. Well, you guys do seem to be one of the teams that are having the most amount of fun. I mean, Puppy in particular with the constant Ogre Magi and all that, just a lot of experimenting coming out of you guys. Do you feel like that's one of your strengths, is that you guys are just able to take these new wild heroes and wheel them out?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of players that are very adaptable to, you know, these changes and some mix of stability. So I don't think we're the craziest team out there, but like, yeah, we're unpredictable enough that I think we can use it as a weapon going forward.
Okay, great. And last question for you. So any plans for the qualifiers, like prepping? Are you guys going to just like hard boot camp after this, or are you going to take it easy? What's your game plan going into those?
We're going to go back home for a week or even less, and then boot camp immediately, I believe. So tight schedule.
Yeah. As always, right? You guys are always. Is that you in the back? Just whoosh, like get to work, boys.
No. I spoiled my players, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you spoiled me with a fantastic interview, so thank you so much. It was a pleasure getting to talk to you again, and we'll throw it back to you guys.
Yeah, spoiled once again, being able to get the insights of Heen. I feel like every single time there's a Heen interview, he always gives so much about the Team Secret boys. And I think it kind of, we saw in their games yesterday when, you know, the patch had dropped, they had 7 kills before the horn even went off between them and Asta. And that series went 1-1. Those guys were, it was a bloodbath. I think it ended up somewhere between like 27 and 57 kills in that game. It was like somewhere between like almost 100 kills between both those two teams. It's ridiculous that those guys are coming out and having fun.
Yeah, it was great. And I think we know who's cracking the whip behind Secret. You know, it's the man that we were talking about before, the one that wants to be a little bit greedy. We talked about the Midas a little bit as well, and I'd be a little bit sad if Ogre Magi didn't start to break out some of the get the dollars coming through for Puppy. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
He just like walks in and he's just like, oh, that's a nice little creep wave you got there. Be shaving somebody minus your flag bearer. That's Puppy special when he walks into lane. But either way, I think this is going to be a really good series between both these two teams. Obviously, brand new patch, as he did say. It's literally impossible to take in that much information and try and figure it all out at once. So it's kind of just going in there, figuring out what heroes you've got. And I think he kind of put it perfectly as well, right? Like, they're a little bit unpredictable, but also stable at the same time. Whereas Talon on the other side, I think they're a little bit more predictable about what they're going to play. Like, you look across KP's career, he's going to be one of those very stable off-lane players. He's going to be playing those kind of heroes. 23 Savages. You know, now he's starting to lean a little bit more towards things like the Dawnbreaker and all that kind of stuff, but he is still very much one of those hard carry kind of players, and I think that is something that Team Secret can maybe abuse here in this series.
I'm a little disappointed we haven't seen the Morphling come out from Savage yet, you know?
Yeah, there's a few players where I've been like, where is the Morph?
It's really good right now. I mean, there are many options to be able to abuse it. We didn't see KP Brewmaster either, which I'm a little bit sad about. We saw Zai make it look really good in the game yesterday. So, yeah, I'm keen to see Talon actually look to pick up these heroes that at least we feel have been buffed.
Yeah.
That really fits their existing playstyle.
Yeah, and we haven't. Yeah, the weird KP heroes have kind of gone by the wayside a little bit because you go all the way back, and he was playing like
Omni Knight.
Omni Knight, offlane Naga Siren,
Legion Commander.
Like, yeah, he really was busting all this different stuff out, and recently have not had that same breadth. Necessarily.
Yeah.
I feel like the Centaur, the Doom, the Brewmaster, those are still very much in his wheelhouse, though. So I'm keen to see if he's able to break out one of those. Once
maybe some more Alki this time around for Mr. KP, because at least this time he actually will get the buff from the Ags that he hands out to his boys. But either way, lads, our predictions are up here on the screens. Let's start chatting about them before we get in towards the draft. I'm huffing a bit of hopium here. This is me trying to get towards, you know, things like the tiebreakers, me trying to get things towards a little bit of SEA pride. I think this is the biggest thing for me, for Talon to get the 2-0 here against Secret.
Got to cheer for our one Aussie boy
as
definitely.
Well,
right?
We have to make sure that KP's having a fun
a little
time.
bit with the other predictions.
Yeah, so, I mean, you guys obviously just trying to get some points and all that kind of cringe stuff, but whatever. I'm trying to back it up.
All I care about is the points, that's all.
I mean, we've already talked about, you know, Secret coming into this heavy favorites. I think it's, you know, no surprise to anybody that all you lads here on the desk went towards Secret, and it is more just kind of a little bit of hopium here for Talon to get it up. But either way, we're getting saved by the draft. Team Secret versus Talon. As we did say, Talon get themselves second pick here because they had the priority, and Team Secret chose Radiant.
I don't hate this strategy by Talon. Like I was saying before, there are a few heroes that you need to make sure are removed from the pool. But if you actually don't remove any of them, you have the chance to pick back-to-back heroes. And so let's say Secret look to go into the Dawnbreaker, then you can go into the Nyx Assassin, which we've seen have really good results against it, and maybe you pick up the Chen for yourselves as well. I know Nyx Chen isn't like an amazing duo.
They both make it through.
Yep.
So Secret, if they want the Chen, they can snag it here.
Yeah, and you can have a Wyvern to answer it. You can have an Enchantress to answer it. I really want to see the little friends come out
Yeah,
against
yeah,
a
yeah.
Chen. Oh, I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I feel
The
like
dream.
I've been so excited. We did all the testing in demo mode.
Kuro
where, like,
bought it once, and it
he
wasn't
pressed it like
against
once
He did
on
it
the
on the
Doom
creep
on the
wave.
mid wave, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
he had a little chuckle to himself, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
that was kind of the end of that.
But yeah, I wonder if this is throwing off Secret a little bit. They're already into their reserve time, saying, "Oh man, everything's
What do we
available."
pick?
Yeah, they got to plan it out a couple steps ahead, right? Just to make sure that they're not getting too heavily counterpicked.
Because that's the thing, right? Like, if you leave everything open, you kind of start getting in your own head, and it's what you talked about before, Basket, right? Where sometimes Puppy can outdraft himself. If you get too much in your own head about these first picks and about what they're doing, like, are they allowing us to take the Chen because they've got this 1-2 punch that's going to be able to counter? Are they giving us the Dawnbreaker because they've got the 1-2 punch? It's a very kind of interesting conundrum to try and solve, and they're just going to go with something very simple, straightforward in the Tuskar.
And it's not something that's like immediately counterable per se, right? Like you go the Chen, you can Wyvern. You go the Dawnbreaker, you can Nyx or Wyvern as well.
Yep.
You know, there are many different options that you could choose to go down. So they're just like, you know what? We're going to pick something generic that's just viable with a variety of different picks. Even playing on the Radiant as well. Keep in mind that Secret chose to play Radiant, so
True. Yep.
maybe that's impacting their decision to go Tusk with the tag team. There's
Okay.
All-Mate Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, well, that's no big surprise from Talon, and they're going to go for the Enchantress as well. So
this is what I was wanting them to do, right? I wanted them to go full-on aggression or a specific hero for Savage that's going to be able to counter whatever Team Secret do for their carry. So with Dawnbreaker, you've got that flex available, so it doesn't need to be played as the position 1. Q plays a great Dawnbreaker from the position 4 role if you wanted to go down that route. I like this. I like this a lot from Talon.
It's also good as well because obviously starting out with a Tusk, you can't really see a Nyx Assassin coming into that draft either. You know, Tusk Nyx might not be the worst, you know, support duo, but it kind of just alleviates a little bit of that pressure. But they're just going to go with the Bat Rider either way. We talked about this hero being a flex for Team Secret as well. Obviously, Nisha can play it. Rezo can play it as well in the offlane. So it is a nice little opener here from Team Secret, whereas it feels like Talon are just going, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what we've done so far. We've looked strong with the Dawnbreaker. Let's see what Team Secret got.
I'm just thinking, like, I was kind of expecting this Bat Rider to come from Secret. I thought it would have been in response to something like the Wyvern, just because we've seen how good it is. But it's something that they've shown flexibility on. They can play it on Rezo, they can play it in Nisha's lane with really good success, and it's one of those lane dominators, right? That feels so much stronger this patch, specifically for mid. And you can see what they're banning out. Puck's gone. Talon already did them the favor of getting rid of the Queen of Pain, one of the few heroes that can actually reliably lane into this. So I feel like Secret are just going to get rid of something like a Storm Spirit as well. Again, just something that can lane into the Bat Rider pretty reliably.
yeah, they can do their groundwork now to kind of protect it a little bit, make it even harder to address later on in the draft. Talon, then they're maybe thinking, you know, oh, now we need to, like, we're going to pick the Nyx Assassin, or we need something with a Dispel, or, you know, it's kind of narrowing your options. And then that's where you've committed 4 heroes in your draft already to looking at the Bat Rider, and then suddenly Secret still have the rest of their picks just wide open to do whatever. So.
I feel like you can... I would be looking at Storm or Zeus if I'm Talon here.
Yeah.
So Secret, get rid of the Storm. Makoto Zeus, I feel a lot more confident in than someone like a Yopaj Zeus, because he is much more of that, like, stand and brawl style, which Zeus kind of does. Makoto, yeah, he has the flexibility to be able to play, like, his Storm Spirit straight up carried Boom through many game wins when he was back playing on them, when they didn't have quite as many of those successful matches, I think, like, last DPC year, basically.
Right.
So I'm keen to see if they're able to bring it out, and they're actually giving a bit of respect to the Tidehunter as well, which is a shame. I haven't seen the Tendrils or the Deep or whatever in action.
Yeah, come on.
I kind of wanted to see it.
Cart time, baby. Let's go Team Secret.
Ooh, it's a possibility.
We haven't seen the cart just yet. We've seen plenty of Centaurs, but no carts just yet, which is a little
Maybe not
unfortunate.
paired with a Tusk, though. It's a little...
Yeah, a little stinky.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, we had 1 Ags on the Courier, I think, right? And then that was... Courier died. It was a little bit unfortunate. So,
very close.
yeah, I wonder if you feel like you need to ban the Zeus, is the thing.
I think you can.
like
you can
the-
just jump over the shards, right? You can escape
Yeah.
from the Tusk. You know, it's a decent laner against the Bat Rider. They have
But I think,
dive,
like,
though.
decent is kind of the key word, right? It's not like, oh, this is a counter to the Bat necessarily.
but
You're
what
just-
is?
You're going to get what you need from the lane, and then, you know, hopefully the mid-game works out okay for you. It would give them some global presence, but also may be a little bit susceptible to those ganks. Because even yes, you can get over the shards, but if you've already got 2 or 3 stacks of Thicky on you at that point, you might be in a little bit of trouble.
So
And
what are we
Enchantress is not the
expecting
best TP support.
The,
right, to
something
come
like
in.
a Bloodseeker maybe to specifically be against the Batrider. Like Bloodseeker Enchantress is a pretty strong lane if you wanted to run it position 1, but I feel like that's the sort of thing that you need to be rounding out a stage with. Right now, Talon, they want to keep things a little bit ambiguous. I don't think this is going to be a Dawnbreaker mid, so maybe they even go as far as picking up Makoto's hero right now, just to keep that flexibility between Q Savage and KP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm trying to figure out what this Viper ban is about. Like, what are Team Secret looking at in the next phase, where that's something that they're particularly concerned
Bristle
about?
going?
Bristle?
Yeah, Bristle into Dawnbreaker. Does that feel like a good enough matchup for the 1-to-1?
Yeah, feels fine to me. And you've also got again, playing on the Radiant side, right? So
True.
Bristle with the Nasal Goo, able to take the Roshan even quicker when paired together with the tag team. But they go the Bane. Okay, so we're probably going to see an Enchantress position 4. We've seen a couple of times KP played in the 3 role, and it does fit his style of like being the baiting position 3 where you soak up a lot of damage and it gives your team the time to come in and join you. But
The Enchantress, right? Not the Bane.
Enchantress.
Yeah, okay.
No,
just
not the Bane, not the
just
Bane.
making sure.
Unless, I mean, they did change the Nightmare, right? Where you like heal
yeah,
off
they
the
heal.
damage that you
Oh,
do
no.
inside the Nightmare. It's
That-
gonna happen,
They-
bro.
That sounds so negligible.
Yeah, I know, right?
So it's like when they had the Nightmare steals
It steals the damage.
attack damage or whatever.
Yeah.
It was, oh god.
Dominant. So, I'm still thinking it's probably going to be a 4 Enchantress and a 5 Bane. So
Yep.
now you know this Dawnbreaker's a core. So do they want to address that with something like... I mean, the Nyx isn't great against the Ench or the Bane. That's the thing. But if you could say... Okay, Clockwork's pretty good
It's a
against
nice pick
the
here,
Bane in
for sure.
particular.
And Razor just going to come in. So the hero did get some fairly hefty nerfs, but Secret's still feeling very confident with it.
I believe they were still playing it yesterday, right? The Razor?
Yeah, I think
Secret?
so.
Yeah.
I want to say yes.
So it seems like they're pretty comfortable with that. I know, Chrysalis is the one that plays that.
He
A
farms
lot
like a
for Team
monster on
Secret.
this hero, for sure. And he's shown us that he knows the hero inside and out well enough to kind of go for different enough builds, even in situations where he knows that, okay, this game I really need the Falcon Blade S&Y. I don't need the refresher.
Yep.
And we've even been talking about it, right? With the refresher nerfs, just going for BKB refresher on the Razor may not be as viable of a thing. So it looks okay here, but the lane is still pretty good for
Secret have
Talon,
4 heroes that
potentially.
run at you right now. That's
Yes.
my
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
And Talon, they've got decent sustain. Dawnbreaker, Luminosity, Solar Guardian, Enchantress, the Attendants, Bane, Nightmare, heals coming through from that, but you don't have the damage. Like, there's nothing stopping Secret from wanting to run at you right now. That's my
Yeah.
main concern.
The Fiend's Grip is super hard to use this game
Yeah.
as well. There's
not
just
bad.
going to be so many heroes up in your
Okay.
face.
It's not bad, but it's not great either, right? The Pango,
no.
right? Because you're going to have the shards to be able to change out the terrain that you can play on, the cogs as well. Razor, if he gets the static link on top of you with the BKB, he just runs alongside you and you don't care. And then suddenly the Pango's taken out of the team fight, or you have to end your Rolling Thunder early, neither of which you want.
Yeah, I'm not so certain about this Pango pick. Where do we think it's being run?
Mid, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Or maybe offlane, and then you play the Dawnbreaker 1 just because you're going to have the Swashbuckle to be able to get away from the static link.
Okay. And then that means we're waiting on a Makoto hero here for the 24th pick.
So that's not the secret read. They're just going to ban 23 Savage heroes.
So I think it's a mid-dawn, I guess.
I like that more
Or a
than
mid
ban a lot.
Pango. but-
Yeah,
Mm,
mid Pango, offlane Dawn, and then
yeah, I do like the Morphling ban
Yep.
this game. It's looking pretty solid against the Razor or a Lifestealer every time. That's the initial hero that I look to think of. They're still banning position 1s, though. I mean, Crystallis, one of his heroes is the Razor, so I'm a little bit surprised around that. Of course, Rezo can play it, but it just feels like such a comfort for him.
So what are they looking for now on Team Secret? Are we looking for the Rezo here? I guess is the flex between Rezo and Nisha on the Batrider, depending on what they feel like the read is on Talon.
A little bit more tower damage is what I want on Secret. It's just Razor right now. So it's all well and good to be able to dominate team fights with this run-at-you style, but those pickoffs need to convert into something else. So either something that's going to build some minus armor, something that just has multiple units, like an illusion-based hero, maybe? I mean, the Phantom Lance has been banned out already. Trying to think here. I mean, Bane and Ench don't deal amazingly with... well, maybe now they do. I was about to say the Zoo, but The little friends, man, they keep coming.
Right. Yeah. You kind of forget about it for a second.
Mm.
I'm just trying to think, like, is there kind of a mobility carry left for Talon? The Void's already banned.
Anti-mage?
Morphling's being banned.
Ooh,
God,
no.
Anti-Mage is not a hero.
Please
I
never say that again.
I wish I could just make it so that my team was never allowed to pick Anti-Mage
Ricky.
in my pubs.
I've heard good things about Ricky. Might be a little slower now, though.
Yeah.
From who? Oh, yes.
Secret only got a couple seconds left. What is the call? Ember. Okay. So, what, looking just like Razor 1, bat off, Ember mid
Yeah.
kind of a thing?
I feel like Dawn's very happy going into the Ember, though. So maybe now they can switch things up a
Yeah.
little bit. But then what's the position 1 that you actually want to play into all of this? Like, what's going to solve all of the issues that you've got? Lifestealer can't be played against the Bat Rider because the Razor just walks the dog. Same sort of thing with the Juggernaut. Do you go something like... You could Slark into this, could you? I've heard Slark... A lot of Slark spammers are like, actually, it's not that bad. You know, the early to mid game is much better. Late game still falls off massively. But it fits that kind of aggressive style that we were wanting them to play, I suppose.
Yeah, I have so little confidence in the hero, but it does.
Oh,
it does
so do
sound
I.
Okay.
But we're on a new patch, and you
like-
got to try something crazy.
Yeah, like you don't want TB just because the lane's gonna be weird. Yeah.
What are they lacking? I think they're lacking some tower damage.
Yes.
I think they're lacking
Yeah.
some
Physical
survivability
damage.
against all these heroes that, again, are running at your face. So, you know, something that's just able to, like, juke in and out of team fights or be super durable. I think a Medusa is way too slow.
Chaos Knight?
It's not...
Enigma is the pick, so they're gonna play the 23 Savage Dawnbreaker again.
Okay.
Wait, so this is the same thing that they did in that one win against Alliance, right?
Yeah, they did. They
Where
last
they had
picked the Enigma.
they opened Dawn Enchantress, they kept it open the rest of the draft, and then they just put the Enigma at the very end. I feel like we had this exact same conversation. They did win that game. I'm not so certain here.
I don't think they'll be able to win this game. You've got way too many heroes that are aggressive. I feel like the Ember and the Razor are decent enough answers against the Enigma, just in terms of being able to constantly dive onto him, make sure that he's not able to have that good early game. And with that, I don't think Savage is going to have the freedom to just do whatever he wants in these team fights, like he had previously against that against Alliance in that series that we're referring to.
Yeah, there's absolutely nobody on Talon that can actually like provide vision in the front of a fight and take that first round of spells and then give the opportunity for the Dawn or whoever else to come in. They've got 3 heroes that all want to go second in a fight, and I just don't know how you're going to put that all together. So
Who knows? Maybe some good lanes might be able to get Talon their first game victory here against Team Secret, or maybe it might be a Team Secret dub all along. Either way, 2 wonderful voices are going to be taking you guys through all the action. It's Trenners and Lizzo.
Thank you so much. That's a W right there.
That's
What's
a
going on,
W.
Trent? Okay.
Thanks for picking that up, bud.
For what?
Well,
Why?
I was scared they wouldn't know what I was doing. So it's like, do you really get in that W? Oh, you know, I'm trying to connect with the panel. W for Secret. I'm doing the W. We may be
but not
far
for
apart,
Talon?
but we're
So
one
my
team.
Talon? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Okay, got it. I went the wrong way anyways. All right, let's get into this
Yeah, me
game.
too.
Nobody... God dang it.
Good morning.
You can't go,
Good evening.
You can't go the wrong way on a W. What are you talking about? See, this is what I have to deal with, folks. Unbelievable.
Well, that would be an
Freaking
M.
Trento.
That's how you go the wrong.
Real Mugatu. Exactly. Wow. Well,
Please get into the game. All right, production.
Speaking of M, we do have another interesting one. You were talking about the dynamic there of the switch up that happened previously, right? Where it was 23 Savage on the Dawnbreaker. They picked the Enigma last. That game was with an Invoker. Makoto, this game playing a Pango. Not quite the same level of scariness, if I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. This is not quite as spooky.
Sometimes you get there with the Pango, and other times it feels like a disaster. You know what's funny is that I thought production was just messing with us, and they said small issue, and then the second I messed with them, my game crashed. So that's what we call karma. So I'm guessing maybe they had a similar issue there. But we are now back in the game. We're here. You didn't miss anything. And yeah, that Pango pick coming out, a lot of pressure. And I really like the way Base Game talked about this, because this was a common theme at Arlington, was this concept of like who goes in first and like who gives you that vision and set things up. And when you have these follow-up heroes there, specifically Solar Guardian, Pango trying to roll through a common bunch of people in the big black hole, that's going to have to be Q this game. on the Eng.
Right.
And that was successful for the hero at Arlington, but it requires like a little bit of farm and space to get that going.
Right. And there's other ways that you can kind of make it work with the other ones, but like, for instance, if 23 Savage gets linked by the Razor, you can't stay in the fight. You got to just run away. There's no way that's going to be effective. And for Secret, it's so much more simple to make this work, right? You've got Nisha playing on this Ember that can roll out there, find a chains. You've got Clockwork, this Bat Rider. All of these heroes, I mean, freaking even Zayat's on the Tusk. He's going to feel comfortable every now and then, particularly if you can get to a Blink Dagger, starting that engagement. So we'll see how that ends up working out for them, but some issues for sure for Talon to start this one out.
I'll tell you, I'm certainly an Ember Spirit enjoyer. You know, I tend to play more support, but he's one of my favorite core heroes to watch, just overall. I think it's very enjoyable as a spectator, and I don't know, he gets some pretty cool changes. The agility gain increase, like they kind of like up some of his stats, lost some movement speed, got the better turn rate randomly. I don't know. I feel like the changes to me make it look like, I haven't had a chance to try it yet, that he just looks like he's going to be more satisfying to play, which is always a big thing for me.
Well, and they did take out a couple of things that were a little bit dumb. I think like the Fire Remnant going to 0.5 seconds is Q down bottom, taking a bunch of damage, but able to get out. So you can't spam the remnants anymore, like triple remnant and then get all the damage out from it. But you know,
kind of can. But yeah, you're right. Not as broken as it was before.
Right.
Sure.
The like, I'm thinking back to like the refresher play of like, you know, you drop 10 remnants on somebody within like 2 seconds.
I think what I like about it is that like it looks like it's gonna be more fun to play, but it also increased the skill cap. So like the fact that you have to be a little bit quicker in terms of your thought process on some of your like multiple remnants, be it stacking like that or be it like escapes in between while you're engaging in team fights. So yeah, just I think it's gonna be an enjoyable hero to watch again.
Very excited about that one. And facing off against Makoto in this mid lane, looks like he's going to clean up. Oh, did they jinx him? Nope, he cleans up all the CS there, so still very even. 13-3 versus 11-2. And a couple things to watch for in this game are obviously going to be those rotations when they come out, particularly watching for that Dawnbreaker 6. That's always a big contention point when these games come around.
Yeah, see if you can get that rotation kill up there. Or anywhere where you want, but we didn't have a chance yet to cast any secret games, and of course the big story, they weren't at the major, but they were at Riyadh right before, and this new lane, right? This Zayats, Rezo, two people who really wanted to play together coming into that last TBC season, couldn't really make it work, and now into the qualifiers, they both get added eventually onto this roster for Team Secret, and they dominated that tournament. Now, mind you, I feel like every time I heard about how much they were crushing, it was like Rezo on Dawnbreaker, which, like, congrats, you won your lane with Dawnbreaker. But overall, you know, it's a pleasure to watch these guys. Like, they clearly have a lot of synergy as players. This is something where it's not just like you're grabbing two really good players, you're grabbing two players that have a connection. And that's really important, especially because it seems like this patch is pushing us even more towards dual lanes.
Right, and the ability to have somebody that, like, you know, knows when he can sort of leave Rezo alone on Zayats, and then I mean, he's been a sort of top tier position 4 player for a really long time. Thinking back to like the Vega Squadron days, and it's still something to definitely watch. How
Best tree player there ever was,
dude.
You know?
That's right.
No one cut those waves like Zayats, I tell you.
He was the first to do it.
He was forged in the fires of Meteor Hammer.
I wonder if Q watched some of his games, potentially. Anyways, but 4-minute mark, Makoto pick up one of the water runes, and a couple other things to watch here are going to be KP playing on this Enigma. Another one of those heroes along with the ENG. Like, this is going to be some crazy push when they start making the moves. 4 points in Eidolons, you get a couple of those enchant creeps. This tower is going to go down.
Yeah, and his lane versus the Razor here, like being helped up by an ENG, kind of scary for Puppy, but he's able to pull the attention of Q off far into the side in the jungle. So some of these earlier levels where maybe they could have done like a enchant into multiple Eidolon pressure, pushes into Chrysalis. He gets some breathing room there. I'm guessing, yeah, Puppy's just level 1 as he comes mid to fill the bottle. All of this XP funneling into Chrysalis.
Right, and you need that because you're getting some of it denied out. 16 denies so far on KP's Enigma. So definitely need to give some more free room there. And Puppy's still just level 1. It's not easy. Just walk around as a poor old Clockwork.
Oh, and he didn't run down for the flag bearer creep. I mean, come on now. It's the new age.
Oh, no.
What are we doing here, Bobby? Yeah. It's like he was like busy actually getting his stacks off. Oh yeah, that's a nice roll mid.
Easy move in for the rotation. Zayat gets the kill with Nisha. That's a level 6 mark, and did not have it on the Pango. So a pretty simple one. They made the move over.
Roll action there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Meanwhile,
That's a lot of stacks here.
Resolution. And 23 Savage in some trouble. Turns. Snowball doesn't pull him inside. And they eventually get him on the rego, but managed to find the return kill onto Resolution. Zayat tries to hide away here. Has the salve once he gets into the trees. And that's going to be enough to heal him back up. And does a little jukey juke. Hyde can't find him.
I'm actually really surprised that Starbreaker hit. I thought Reza was going to be able to dodge that by just like flying past and over it. I feel like he like barely got hit by the AoE of it when it landed. I think that's why he didn't pull him in. He's just like, you got him. Like, you're gonna juke that, right?
Right.
But Zayat lives, and he even rotates over and steals their bounty rune. So, you know, that's the punishment, not getting caught in the tree line there. Otherwise, Q could have came over, secured it. That could have been there for Makoto, because, you know, he's trying to battle for runes versus Nisha. Always going to be a difficult task. And that's a regen now activated for Nisha here as he continues this pressure in the mid lane. Nisha just off to a great start. What more can you ask for, right? Like, second in the game is Makoto, sure, but that's a 500 goal behind his opponent in the mid lane.
Yeah, that kill definitely helping here. And just a little bit of outlane shenanigans going on as well. They are bringing 3 up top right now. Q is going to come in and try and contest these stacks that were built up by the Bat Rider. And if you can get some extra farm here on the edge, this is pretty nice. Taking away this farm in whatever form you can. Very, very good stuff. As that's pissed.
Thinking about some of the other items that have been changed in this patch, because yeah, we lost, like, Witchblade took some hits, right? And all the lifesteal going down. None of that affecting Ember, right? No effects to Orb of Corrosion.
Dude, that was so sick. They got the enchant as he went for the Remnant, so it was that much slower. Now Makoto caught. Another Sleight of Fist might be enough to bring him down. Nisha kills off the creep. Hyde still battling it out with them. And with the heals going, I don't know if it's going to be enough.
He's so
Brainsap is pretty
patient.
good. Has the Nightmare to change it over, and yeah, they're fine. Oh, good Cogs lay down. 23 Savage tries to roll through, doesn't get him in time. Makoto right on top of Nisha, but dodges, goes back in, has a slight, gets 1 kill. Can he find another? Q, the enchant is there. Zayat moves back in, a couple more punches. With 23 Savage moving in, Nisha needs to be real careful, and will Remnant out, does not have a way to break it.
That was sick.
Dude, he's really good.
Zayat. Oh, that was...
Dude, he goes back in. Tries to get him. Oh, the block off with the shards. Dude, they're just getting outplayed. Oh, doing a lot with a little. Nisha playing it perfect.
That ward is gone. Yeah, I mean, that gave him so much info as it gets D-ward on the pillar there. But, like, that is Nisha, right, on this Ember. That ability to just, like, stand tall, understand that he's not under threat in that situation. He held 3 remnants for so long in that fight, you know? And he's just waiting and slowly burning them all down. I think Talon are actually lucky they didn't lose, like, 2 more heroes in that exchange.
Yeah, I mean, that could have gone way worse, definitely. And you see Puppy just walk up there also and get the flag bearer creep deny in Makoto's face. Yeah, this is not the way that I think Makoto wanted this lane to go at all. And now he's the, what, 5th on the net worth chart. They rotated multiple heroes there.
He
wasn't
was
able to get
just
the kill.
second. Like, literally before that fight, he was second on the board.
Yeah.
Hyde is currently doing my absolute favorite thing as a support player, specifically playing 5. Get a ward in the triangle and just leech, baby.
No.
I say this constantly, so apologies if you've all heard it, but you can leech XP from Ancients. Because every once in a while, someone likes to DM me and be like, Trent, you can't leech XP from Ancients. And I'm like, dude, that's like 7 years ago. All right, yeah, you can do it now, guys, all right? I promise.
That's the classic. Dota is only what it was when you remember playing. That's the reality.
That is true.
It never evolves. Not even like we had a patch recently or anything, but you know, it's fine.
I mean, there's still just jungle Legion commanders abound. You know, I've done my Overwatch cases. I've still seen them.
They're
Guys, it's
queuing
over.
up an
Iron
item.
Talon's gone. It's not
Where
coming
is it?
back.
2,000 gold lead now, 3-1. And You would imagine that Talon might start making these like concerted efforts down bottom to clear out this tower, but it's not easy. I mean, these rotations are still rough. Hyde needs to get level 6. Does hit that 10-minute mark, so might buy the tome here. But likewise, you want the ENG to get levels, only level 4.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, that's true.
under
Q
attack.
also just giving all that space as well. But yeah, it's fine, you know. You're an ENG. Grab some creeps. Chuck them in there.
23 Savage. Hammer comes back. Does throw out the Starbreaker. Tries to ulti bottom, but the lasso is there. And Talon lose their carry. The Nightmare comes out. I don't think they can kill Chrysalis, though. This guy's
No.
got Magic Wand, 10 charges, and they're... it does
It's
look like
okay.
they're going to get some pressure on the tower.
Yeah, tower's down. The only problem is they took a big rotation, right? Makoto's down here this whole time.
Yeah.
There wasn't a huge answer needed from Secret. Just like one threatening TP from Nisha and that Arcane Rune. They keep their own pressure up top with the kill on 23 Savage. So net loss for Talon, but hey, they're opening up more space on the map for this Enigma. So KB should get his items at a faster rate. And you know, a Razor is not freely farming the lane they started in, which is the W, because that's what the hero loves to do lately.
Yeah, you've got to put some amount of pressure onto him there. Hyde, Nightmare to dodge the damage, not bad. Has a brain sap after, but doesn't turn to get it off. The Hurricane pulls him back in. Okay, Q. Getting some moves in. The hook shot to try and interrupt, but they do have a black hole with battery assault going. He can't manage to get it off. 23 Savage trying to interrupt Puppey. The fight on the south side, though. Makoto is caught. Makoto is killed. And Puppey will die for his Transgressions, but that was the mid player. Triple kill for Nisha. Again, just like immaculate play coming out from this dude.
Yeah, he sees that like he's not under threat, and eventually there is a threat, sure, because there's a Bane in the game. But you know, it's 12 minutes in, and Bane's 5.5. What did he do?
He hurricaned Nisha to secure the last hit on the Wildwing himself. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Did he push him into the tower, trying to like starbreak him or something?
I guess. I don't know. It was a strange one.
Yo, Zides,
Oh.
are you baiting the regen? Come on now.
Dude, they should have just gone all in for it. Oh no, 23 Savage. And now Nisha's got the full regen just going.
Bro, this
Did they-
Witchblade build on Rezo.
You can't stick
Coming with
around
the
here. He's using the
damage.
regen. The regen is still going. It's still going. It doesn't stop.
Someone
Oh,
hit
they're
this
going to
man.
go for more. The chase. He's full duration regen. The sleight of fist. Nisha finally gets it taken off. But the damage has been done. It's suddenly a 5,000 gold lead.
This is what we call the unchecked Ember pick. I mean, it wasn't even. It's like there's some hero issues eventually, just they're not there yet. And when you dominate the lane so hard, these early rotations are almost all successful. And he just, honestly, he's played pretty much flawlessly. Like, I don't think I've really seen a mistake so far.
Big ulti comes through. Will it be enough to stop this, though? Zayat goes down. 23 Savage secures that kill. So the Rolling Thunder does save a life there, and they're able to get one in return. And with Wraith Pack done, there's elements here that look okay for Talon, but the big picture is like this Ember is just impossible to deal with right now.
Yeah, to me, like the way Nisha's playing it, he's just, it's like zero risk because he's just holding remnants. He doesn't try and finish someone who's down low with the remnants. Like, okay, if I landed this remnant in there with like the flame guard, maybe they die. But he sees that like there's a chance, so he could lose his flame guard. He is just playing sleight of fist to the hero, right? And just like keeping his presence, constantly spamming it over and over with that orb of corrosion and whittling them down. It's very impressive. And then you got this itemization we're talking about, like the Witchblade on the Bat Rider. Sure, got a little bit nerfed, but like this idea of staying in the lane a bit longer kind of reminds me of like you used to buy drums when you felt like you were winning the lane and you wanted to stay rather than rushing the boots of travel. This is essentially just like the newer version of that, you know?
That's
and with
true.
all these
It's so
changes
cool.
to Sticky, it might be even better now. I'm not sure though.
So you're telling me we're going to see the shard? Yeah, maybe. Sticky applying on attack.
Oh, and yeah, because you don't have the charges anymore, huh?
That could be kind of cool.
What are you gonna do? Mask of Madness shard?
Let's go.
Is that where we're at?
Yeah,
Any
with
gamers?
the Witchblade. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, well, I don't have to cast it. I'll just keep attacking. Okay, all right. This is good.
I don't think we're gonna see that from Reza, but who knows? Can dare
Well,
to dream.
we were talking about the years that you started. You know, when I started playing, it was Blink, Force Staff, Mask of Madness. That's all you needed on Bat Rider, right?
Okay, got it.
You grabbed and you ran away.
Run. Don't need to kill.
Yeah,
Is this
who
the
needs to
full
cast
Diffusal
more
Blade
napalm?
coming out?
Radiant's middle tower is
I think
under
it
attack.
is. Yeah, Diffusal going to be completed for Pango. Again, like a 4K gold lead at this stage in the game always hurts. But with the team fight that I feel like I'm seeing from Talon here, it doesn't feel like it's outside of the realm of possibility that they could, like, if Nisha suddenly oversteps, right? Hyde is there with the Fiend script, and suddenly that's a dead ember.
It's also an off-lane hero that can farm. Because, like, the worst-case scenario is when you're losing it by this amount and you have someone like a Mars or something who, like, really wants to be fighting and hitting their ultis. And KP, obviously, he wants to be in engagements and everything, but, you know, he can also take advantage of a little bit of downtime. So if they can hold their tower, that would be huge for them.
You can see Zayat staying right behind Nisha this entire time. Does not want to give up a free kill, even with the haste rune. He's just sticking nearby, ready to snowball save if things go south. But yeah, they're just backing out on resolution from the bottom lane. And Talon set up over here, hoping to find somebody. Zayat's going to head through. They have a really good ward in the area. They see the Tusk. But it doesn't look like they want to test to go in towards that tier 1 tower mid.
Oh, you know what? There's nothing I love more than hunting the Dawnbreaker. Came up here to try and push the wave. Just kill the Dawnbreaker, guys. It's that simple. It's just like the Batman. You just, you know, she wants to start a fight somewhere else with Solar Guardian, so you just kill her in her lane.
Dude, and the mass rotations, it's not going to work. They cancel on one. Now Makoto's down here alone. He's got to be careful. Does not have backup. There's a battle going and a black hole onto Zayat. So Zayat's in trouble, but it's not enough to get the kill. Hyde has already used the grip. Oh, man. That was not the way it was meant to go. And up top, Makoto, just look on because he completed his TP. There's no fight there.
Well,
Secret.
not great. Got yourself just the Tusk, huh?
Yeah, lost 3 with Black Hole and Fiend's grip used. That's a tough one.
That's a problem. There's a Razor now with a fresh BKB at 17 minutes, taking all that space from Nisha and combining into the power of the Black King Bar. Now it's gonna march right towards this tower, and as Talon, okay. Let's solve this game here, ladies and gentlemen. What do we need? Blink is the next item for KP. Obviously, that would be pretty great. They don't have like the best cancels, you know. I mean, there's a clockwork, but maybe he can't find the angle. Maybe you can find some sort of a crazy play. I'm not sure why Secret would ever be grouped up in a situation like that, but yeah, it's not great.
No. Can see their Q. I think might have revealed the ward, so Rezo knows that there's one up there, and immediately that's gonna get taken down. That hurts.
And look at Nisha. Look at him.
Yeah. It's not. It doesn't matter.
Is he? He's just dead. Is he? Is he going for it, Nisha?
He doesn't have any remnants, and there's a battle going on over here. Makoto gets hit by the snowball. All right, yes, he is just dead. Yep, he's gone. And Makoto gets the rollback. Zayat's dead. Nisha, BKB reveal. He might kill everybody. He actually might kill everybody if they're not careful.
With no
Nisha
remnants.
turns now onto KP. Chases, moves forward, Malefice down.
Oh, the Diffusal.
Nisha, stick charges. He's good for the moment. Chrysalis is there. Yeah, he might kill all of them, Trent. They keep trying to run away, but they find and pull back in 23 Savage. No mana, no problem. Makoto underneath his own tower. And it looks like that's finally going to be the end of the chase. But, I mean, Diffusal Blade mana issues, that's the only thing holding them back right now. This is a scary-ass lineup from Secret.
That was so dangerous. Whew. Yeah. I mean, how do you kill him without gripping him right now? That seems to be the main issue for Talon, is that Nisha is just unstoppable at the moment. And then, you know, let's say you manage to get some sort of a grab on him. There's still a Bat Rider and a Razor, who are two heroes that take so much advantage in engagements where you feel like you're trying to like all pressure down a single unit, and they just rush over you. You know, they like stampede through a fight as if they're on hitched to the wagon of a centaur, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. If only.
If only that was something that could happen in our crazy game.
God, 17-5, Secret. And I think that, like, again, you look at the sort of heroes that have made this engine go, and I feel like it's really Zayat and Nisha together. That early kill that they got on the Pango, and just, like, moving around the map constantly, like, pressuring and putting Talon in, like, an uncomfortable position.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you can feel in the drafting phase too. Once they got into that second phase of picks where they just had like the Clockwork and the Razor, and I started looking, there were still 3 picks left for Talon at that point.
Yeah.
And or sorry, 2 picks left for Talon at that point. Like where they had like the double counter pick left, and I'm just looking like, like how do you solve a problem like Crystallis? Great movie, obviously. But yeah, when it looks like you're losing the draft and your second pick, that's a problem. Right. And we saw this before, but they went for the KP last pick, and it did solve their problem. So if he can get activated this game, maybe that'll be it. Holy,
dude, it was on cooldown. Didn't roll up. Didn't think he could get enough distance with Rolling Thunder. He just died. I mean, say what you will.
There was a
about,
hook
like,
shot too, so he was,
Yeah, I mean, well, the hook shot came in at the end. It didn't even hit him.
Yeah.
23 Savage, right at the end, is also going to die. That's now another link that's just going to connect on the queue. So now it's time for Crystallis to show up. And he has been left alone and now gets to do whatever he wants in this game. Holy moly. Razor is still good, I guess.
So game 2, no, okay. So recovery into this one. You start looking at those big bags. Uh-oh, KP?
Oh,
You've
no.
been spotted, sir.
Black hole, turn, BKB, he got it off. There's no mana drain for Nisha. They will lose one. Nisha tries to walk away. Remnant's out, gets the kill on his way away. Tries to go in with the swashbuckle. Couple squid swipes. Dude, he's got to be careful. Needs to dodge this one. Sleight of fist is there. No, he's just going to TP Makoto. He did a circle around. No! Makoto, no! No, not like this.
He even quelling bladed the tree next to him to get right next to the wall. Ooh. That's what kept Makoto from checking that little spot, because he followed like the natural pathways. And then when he circled back, that's why he was just a fraction of a second too late there. Great scouting as well, though. So that was initially from a sticky napalm, gave him the vision on KP. And the BKB really ruined it, though, because he couldn't go for the Rolling Thunder bounce back and try and combo it after. Like, he needs to get his full damage out from Makoto. So, yeah, watch this. Quelling Blade, and he gives it a little cut right at the top. And he's just like, oh, let me just get that tree. Yep, see ya. Or else he would have been spotted, too. Oh, that was so good, actually. He, hid behind that one tree.
Dude, that's so insane. Hook shot in, the roll-up's there, stun comes out. Fiend's Grip, maybe they can find one. It's on to Zayat. That's a decent kill. But that does mean now Nisha can just run ragged over him. The Manta afterwards from the Illusion Rune. Rolling Thunder back and forth, tries to bring him down. Do they have enough damage? Nisha, he gets pushed to the low ground, but they finally kill him.
Makoto gets it
So
too.
much gold for Makoto. That is exactly what they needed there. 23 Savage still willing. Stand tall here against Crystallis. Throws out the hammer, takes him down. BKB looking for a turn. I don't know if they're going to have it, though. The quick Starbreaker ends by virtue of Crystallis. As they finally get the lasso, though. No! He was looking for the snipe. Makoto didn't throw out the swashbuckle in time. Oh, man.
I can appreciate going for the risk in this situation, though. I get it. You know what I mean? You're this far behind. You can't play super safe. If you get that kill, then it really slows down their opportunity to go for Roche right after as well. Speaking of slowing down, Crystallis just not slowing down at all. He's just going to keep farming these these camps at 400 HP.
Yeah, that's a little interesting. He's got
No cares.
He's just warming it up for bad.
Yeah, it's nice. But yeah, Secret, they got ahead of themselves, right? That was a fight without BKB, I presume, on Nisha. I didn't check until after he was dead, but it was available right after, so I'm guessing it was mere seconds, because he did obviously BKB before his last TP escape. So just a slightly painful one. A little bit of a comeback opportunity here, though. Maybe Makoto can get into the basher. Get a couple lucky bashes off.
I could like that. That sounds pretty decent way to make a play. And again, there's some things to watch for here, right? As you mentioned, there isn't that great answer for a black hold break. Once the BKB comes out, resolutions, you gotta sort of blink past him and find the angle, or get one of those, Aether Lens or something like that online. I guess the hook shot's there too, but usually I feel like Enigma's on the opposite side of the heroes from the Clockwork.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Radiant's middle tower.
Ooh, maybe he'll just run out of mana to BKB, right, guys? Wand gets popped or something. That's
There you
That's
go.
that's what your hope's at this point, basically.
Scanning.
Where's
That's
the
a
mana
good
burn creep
point.
queue? Get rid of them all. Burn it all.
Where's the little friends? That's what I want to know.
You
I
know,
guess that
they
doesn't matter in this game.
yeah, they didn't. They set it all up. The Tusk first, then maybe like they kind of forced the ENG pick because they could go Tusk Chen, which is just a nasty combo with Penitence and tag team.
I do think that there's like an element to it that's pretty strong, even just against like a full creep wave or something, you know? You can combo that with the stun. It's like a pretty decent chunk of damage.
Is it though?
You know.
They're runty creeps, you know.
Well, but the creeps get stronger as the game goes later, Trent.
I heard the flag bearers don't appear to be getting much stronger though.
No,
Unless they got patched through. Maybe it did.
that's a possibility.
Or maybe they just don't get off as much gold is what the issue was it?
One of those, possibly.
That's a
BKB, but
stun.
the punch is there. And the snowball back to the creep wave. Oh, it might not matter, though. They got him here. Quick little jab, the big punch. Makoto cleans up. Isha right on top. They've got the grip. Can they bring him down in time? Try and kill him. Black hole after the grip, but immediately taken away by Puppy. The force staff keeps him out of it. And now they're stuck. Oh, that was the worst. That was so sad. Talon, no. Makoto still trying to do some work here. KP gets pushed back, doesn't die. The burn down Puppy will fall. And Nisha also in some trouble. Makoto, it was looking good for a second, but when the rest of Secret got there, it fell apart.
Oh, he died. I was like, how did he die? It was the Wraith back AoE. Eventually brings down Puppy, I believe, there. I think 23 Savage was actually trying to get in the way of that hook shot, looking by how he was moving. But he couldn't quite get there in time. That's why they both get hook shot and stunned up, too. How about the communication from Talon, though? Like, I know they lost the fight, but, like, considering KP and Hyde both, like, KP blinks on top of Nisha, I thought he was about to waste Black Hole because the grip was going. And somehow he manages to stop himself. And I was like, oh, maybe the fight's saved. But then the cancel. And there's our replay right there.
Yeah, that was a pretty wild one. We'll see if he does double back there. As tries to move into position, the big ulti, and heads up play for Puppy to get into position. But this right here, that felt so bad for poor old 23 Savage. All three of their cores stuck in the cogs of Puppy.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I mean, Makoto, like, he's still hitting, like, 3 heroes with the swashbuck and everything. He's getting so close, but it's just, you know, when it's not all synced up in combo, that's where the problem begins. Meanwhile, back in the main game here, Chrysalis under a ward.
DKB, run away. He's fine.
Still haven't been able to roast, though, with their lineup on Secret.
That's true. Yeah, maybe one of the downsides of their lineup. Not the easiest thing to do in the world, even though they've got Tusk with tag team, which can sometimes work really well, but also pretty dangerous to head into the pit when you're going up against like Enigma Pango.
Man, this Bat Shard with Witchblade just seems insane. Oh, and a Chain of Quiver. Dude, that's so nasty, actually.
Holy crap.
He's going to do so much damage when he is just getting that freedom versus someone. Hook shot for the vision here. Rezo thinking about it.
Got him. Pull back one. That's the nightmare to try and save KP. Will it be enough? No Black Hole for 38. And so he is going to fall. Got the Wraith Pack down. Do they have enough damage to kill off? Chrysalis gets the link up on a 23 Savage. Tries to get some separation. There's nowhere left to go. Spent that entire time running away, and Chrysalis just kills him. Snowball to the high ground. Hyde can't find a cleanup there either. 4 dead.
Burn the Aegis. Burn it. Ah, I can't get it. The Warpine Raider's not enough.
Makoto, he just has to hide away. A tough battle there, and 14k gold lead now for Secret on top of the Aegis for Chrysalis.
Dire's
Oof.
middle tower is under attack.
Some tough ones here, unfortunately, for Talon. It's been an uphill battle from a very early start in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And there were moments where it felt like it was relatively close. Ooh, that could have been nifty. Doesn't quite catch there to burn through the Aegis.
He has like 3,500 HP, dude. That's on
That is
Agi
true.
treads. God,
Yeah.
he is humongous.
The good old Satanic. Oh. Dude, he had the totem. Who's gonna take the totem for Secret?
Oh,
Is
some
that a
flopping?
puppy item? Yeah, it's a puppy item. Let's go. The old flopster. Wait, no, he doesn't have it. Wait, who took it? Oh, he's bringing it out to himself. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's passing over the headband to Zayats. Got to watch those Lincolns plays, you know? I think there is one coming out for Makoto, so, you know, expect the first Lincolns to get instantly psychic headbanded. Oh, that's my theory.
I like that.
You know, he's on that.
They're so spread out right now. And Makoto down bottom. Hyde looks to be in a position to try and break this smoke. And they immediately spot and kill the Bane. Everybody else trying to run. Q in some trouble. Puppy finds him. Get flopped on. It's coming. The flopster. Oh no, he's just going to force step up to the high ground and then Chrysalis kills him instead. Never mind.
It's a 40-second cooldown, you know. It's a tough ask to
That's
flop all
true.
over the place.
That's a fair point. Only flop when it's really important.
Well, at least he got one decent ward down in the Radiant jungle. You know, maybe that'll provide some safety of farming in terms of pushing out that bottom lane. That is something you can maybe hope for Talon, but it's an 18k deficit at 31 minutes versus an Aegis Razor with like 18,000 HP, so slight exaggeration, but that's what it feels like.
It is also feeling a bit strange to not see him go for the refresher. You know, a bit of a different build for Chrysalis, but maybe showing the reason or the way in which, like, you know, it hurts to try and go for that mana cost nerf that he's been feeling. That's a bit tough.
Or the maybe because the BKB is also not necessarily that important in this game too. I'd say, like, I feel like it's just more important to make sure you're gonna get a good Satanic off. Of course, you know, you could just do that twice, maybe. There you go.
True. That one doesn't cost mana.
I'm just disappointed that we're not going to get Puppy with the new Agnims, the overclocking.
Yeah, I know.
We got what do we got? We got like what Cogs? Because typically we were seeing the Ags into Basher build was really becoming the cool thing.
Right.
I mean, it's still possible, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Not going to happen this game for sure. I don't think this is going to be any sort of a major change to the hero other than some like late game stuff, but looks maybe a little bit more fun than the previous one. It's got a 13-second duration.
That's the turbo mode patch, okay? That's what it is.
There we go.
that's the way. So, 32 minutes in and a 20k gold lead. But Secret trying to clean up and take down the rest of these outer towers. No glyphs will be available. They will have one, obviously, still when the first tier 3 goes down. And the first real damage item coming out for Dawnbreaker now, finishing off that Deso, which, you know, it can be somewhat helpful. Maybe you can actually kill Tusk pretty quickly here. Zayats doesn't have that much armor, but a lot of mobility.
Yeah, how can you break up these fights for them? Oh, wow. Puppy, this guy's good, huh? Oh, he misses the hook. Okay, well, sorry, Puppy, my bad.
Roll, get away. Rezo has the lasso. Oh, no!
That would have been pretty sick.
Yeah. Well, did not go for it.
No. Instant smoke up. It's so hard to get it on the map versus these heroes. Bat Rider gonna be like blinking, looking for lassos. Flares are hunting you. There's a hook shot in 20 seconds. Like, he's just trying to kill some ancients. Let him live.
Not gonna happen. Nightmare into the grip. Try and bring him down. Hyde is dead. Meanwhile, the Link is there in 23 Savage. No damage, no chance for a fight. All it took was the one little vision, and they ran at him real quick. Makoto, he's just dead. He's completely gone. Nowhere to go.
KP was kind of standing there watching, thinking like, you know, maybe I jump in now.
Right.
But couldn't find the moment, unfortunately. And, you know, new Enigma, he doesn't win that fight. Old Enigma, maybe. Maybe the big black hole with the old Midnight Pulse can do it, but the new one, it's just not quite as good at the soloing 5 heroes on the enemy team, unfortunately, from 100 to 0.
Right. Yeah, you need the refresher, you need the Aghanim Scepter. It's not enough. But Secret feeling pretty good about themselves, ready to push on in here. They're going to take one lane of racks at least. They might have to stop at that point since Glyph is up, and they're going to have Pango back up again with the buyback if they need it. Yeah, looks like they're just going to leave with one racks. Roche still a minute before it's capable of respawning.
Yeah, I guess if you could get the eggs theoretically on KP, maybe you can do it. 3.5% of their max health is added on to the 12%. You know, we're getting somewhere. So just get eggs. Yeah.
Easy.
Higher chance of grabbing them all as well at the same time with the pull-in.
You know who is going to have an axe pretty soon here?
Oh,
It's Nisha.
it's Nisha. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That's a fun one to watch.
Again, won't have the like crazy laying down all the remnants right at the start, but still very good. Ooh, an Octarine core on Batrider. So another way to break that black hole with a little bit of extra range on him. But the smoke playing around this ward. Nisha runs forward into all. The grip there immediately. Black hole onto 2. It's good, but is it good enough? Do they have the damage? No, they find him. He gets the kill. Oh, the last hit came in to take him down. Chrysalis, though, is maybe going to play clean up here. Makoto going for the bounce back and forth between the two. They try and burn the mana. Is it going to be enough? The snowball save means that they don't hit him. 23 Savage goes forward onto both. Can they bring him down? Yes! Another kill. Tragic circumstance here for Secret. But I don't know if they're going to end up being
it's a
able
quick
to
roast
convert
spawn.
anything else.
It's a quick roast spawn.
Resolution dies as well. 4 gone. And Talon, they found the perfect moment. Dude, Hyde, what an MVP right there. Just getting the grip.
That's actually insane because like that's the fresh Ags coming out for the Ember, right? Like they needed that grip, and then it combos into the black hole. They get him after even. Solar Guardians flying through too. Just literally the whole team. Everyone contributed to that kill on Nisha because they just see it as such a big issue. And there it is right from the start. That grip. And unable to get the cancel. I'm not sure. Like the hookshot eventually does come through, but yeah, it just wasn't in time. The damage was there just because they had 5 heroes focusing during it. Will they check Roche? So they just pinged it.
Oh, go, 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 go.
Oh no,
They gotta hit it.
it was Rezo. Rezo pinged it.
All right, Makoto's going to get this tier 1 right here. They've got to go check. Somebody needs to go check that that's up. A quick
I don't
spawn.
know. They're running
This
low
is
on
such a gift.
time. The heroes they have, you know.
That one hurts. That moment right there, where it could have maybe happened. KP's going to go in and check, but they find another. Okay. Zayat, snowball in. Now, they do have Ember nearby the roll-ups there, and that's enough for the kill. Do they go back and check now? Secret. They're kind of fumbling the ball here a little bit. Dude.
Keeping them off balance as well by taking that kill down. The Satanic. Oh, man, I'm not going to lie. I'd given up hope. I'd fully given up hope. But Talon, they might have just found a chance. It's still small, but it is there nonetheless.
And I think they get this Roche. It doesn't look like they feel comfortable contesting this. 23 Savage pulling the wave over with him.
Bro,
Dude.
come on. Nisha's coming. Don't come on. He's got Lincolns. He has
Dude.
Aghanims. They can't fight this. It's too scary. They don't have a black hole.
Oh my god. He pulled the creep wave over to the Roche pit. I mean, they probably knew
They
anyways.
have flare anyway. Yeah, that's fine.
Black hole back up in 30. They need a little bit of time.
Oh,
they need
they're
more
still
time.
all
This is
together.
not the fight. This is not the fight for you. Tries to get the link. It's immediately there. 23 Savage in trouble. Going to TP out. But no! Zayats is on top of him. They break the TP. The snowball's there. And what was looking good for Talon, suddenly it all
KP?
gets taken away.
He's still on a ward,
Oh,
but there's no
no.
cancel.
KP, the last one left alive as Q is about to fall here. God, they stuck around. They needed a few more seconds. That's the difference. And suddenly, Aegis is going to be in the hands of Secret yet again.
I don't know. Did they just not check on their way by, or I don't know. I feel like that's on Edge. If they didn't know, maybe they just made this choice that they weren't ready to run into the Roche pit. But I feel like this circumstance, getting a creep into the pit would have been very pivotal to try and get that for the team. But in the end, they also just can't fight without black hole. So it's
right.
But they need.
No, for sure.
But like now, if the Aegis is there on this Razor and It's so hard to
yeah.
win this next fight now, right? Because they found that last fight, obviously, post-Aegis, when they had that opportunity. And now they're right back where they started.
The most tragic of circumstances in Dota, the question of what could have been. And they're going to be feeling it for sure in this one, as Secret take full advantage, head on up to high ground after a full lane of Rax is gone. They're going to move on in and take another. The lasso, they pull back Q. Q nowhere to go. Linked and killed. No Ench, and Tower's falling faster.
He had Lotus, too. Couldn't get off, I guess.
40 minutes. 40 minutes. Game's looking rough.
Yeah. Yeah, it most certainly is there, my friend. Oh, those bots, too?
Nice. Nice. Love
That's
that.
all.
Oh, wait. We might actually see Puppy get the eggs. Oh, he had it queued up, and now he's... Oh, that's a boring item. What are you doing?
Wraith Pack?
Unbelievable.
Copy.
Buy the new cool stuff.
I mean,
Look
Wraith
at
Pack,
that
it's
red
still
over here.
kind of new cool. Oh, okay, it's new. It's just not cool. Wraith
It's
Pack's kinda
definitely not
lame.
cool.
Yeah.
It's the least cool item. Oh, refresher, though? KP is going to buy it. He sold his items. He has a refresher now. Double
All
black
right,
hole.
nice,
All right,
nice.
this is the moment. This is the moment. Can they do it? They are not ready for this. What did he sell? He sold his Wraith Pack. Enigma's like,
Yeah,
nah, that's the
good.
boring item.
Yeah, he
We're
knows.
getting the cool item.
The
Waiting for
smoke
their
is
moment.
running low. Only quarter of its duration left. They got to force the fight. He's like, start it, guys. Kill the Aegis.
Go. Get in on him. Starts it right away. Tries to find one. They have the grip from the range. No, they're going for it. Blinks in the black hole on a 2 KP. He finds them both. Oh, and they interrupted the one. Round 2
He's
now.
out of mana.
He doesn't have mana. Oh, no mana for it. Needs some regen. Needs something. He gets it now. Nisha's right on top of him, but he's looking for the bigger hit. Can he get it? A 23 Savage ulti's out. Gets a little bit of distance, so they have another black hole. No more Aegis. They got to regen. Get everybody back alive. Makoto tries to escape, but Sayat's right on top of him.
The Stormcrafter kill.
That is so ridiculous.
All right, KP's back out. He's smoked again. He's got the blink. He's got the Midnight Pulse.
Round 3, 23 Savage does not have the damage yet, but they move forward, try and find him. Snowball. Oh, they found KP. He doesn't have BKB. He turns, but no black hole is ready. Does have buyback. Crystal is still doing what damage he can. The TP out. Can they find anybody here? 23 Savage still throwing out the damage, but there won't be anything else left in the tank. Turns for the black hole onto 2. The roll back onto both of them, but Nisha kills him with the Flame Guard.
Oh,
Couple
Makoto?
more punches onto Chrysalis. They bring him down. Okay, Nisha now in some
Wait.
trouble. 23 Savage. Hold on. A little pause champ here. Nisha tries to kill Hyde. Hammer goes out. Couple more punches. The dodge. It's not there. They kill him. All it took was everybody buying back.
Okay, I don't know what it is with this tournament, but there's a humongous spider in my... Oh my god, that thing was huge. What the fuck was that? What is it with
They're
working with the
coming through the
Australians
power
where the big
lines.
spiders come out?
They're coming through the power lines.
That was a big
Oh.
sucker. Okay, all right. I'm in the dire base. I've seen the spiders running on the ground.
Look at that. They had the control. I mean, Makoto actually ended up doing so much in this. That roll back and forth. You don't get that kill otherwise. And Nisha with the assemble at the end on the Aeon disc was
Yeah,
not
that was
enough
nice.
to keep him alive.
Yeah. Holding that, but yeah, now, unfortunately, again, it does feel like a similar situation. Slightly better chances here for Talon. But yeah, it was a big sacrifice to win that fight. And obviously, you bought out as well on KP, right? Sold it all, the farm and everything.
Right. I mean, and the levels as they get higher and higher, there's some interesting things going on here, right? Like, you've got the 25 on Savage, the double Starbreaker. Makoto's almost got 25. We'll see what he decides to go for. Either one of those abilities is super nice, but like taking a look at the net worth graph and everything, it's sort of still clearly Secret favored, but there's ways back into this for Talon. I've seen bigger throws before.
That is true. It is 100% possible. We just need the big grabs. I mean, Hyde's got the range, you know? He's got the Trickster Cloak, so he might be able to find himself a sneaky path in. Catch someone with the grip
Ooh.
with the help of the Aether. Pango Eggs with Basher. That can get a little bit wild.
And the Rolling Thunder cooldown, too. So 13-second duration, 44-second cooldown with the Spell Prism.
True. If we can get level 20 as well, the Midnight Pulse Radius maybe on KP. He's definitely hurting on the levels, by the way. Just with how his game's been.
He's down there in the dumps.
Mm-hmm.
Timeless Relic. Okay, interesting. Well, let's see how this one goes. Secret, they're set and ready to go for another round of this.
It's just like, I mean, there's what? BKB, Lincoln, Satanic. Okay, there's a quick grab. Just picking one. Don't care who. Just grab somebody.
Kodo decides not to go for the roll up there. They do have buyback on the ENG. He's going to
target.
start. Rolls onto one. Chrysalis pops that BKB. KP, Black Hole out. He's got the Refresher again for round 2. Refresh, though, onto Chrysalis. BKB, Black Hole. No, he doesn't have mana again. Buy some Arcane Boots. Oh, no. He's in trouble. Needs to jump away from them. The roll up, Makoto, he's going to die. Nothing left in the tank there. Oh, that hurts. That one hurts a lot. Man. He was down and ready to go with both of them, but double Starbreaker maybe? Dawnbreaker. Second Starbreaker, Zayat dies to it. Keeping that damage onto Resolution, but 23 Savage, he's in trouble. And dead for 2 minutes without a buyback. KP, Black Holes, there's nothing there. GG is called, and Secret just too strong. That early game was impressive.
Yeah, it's been a while now since they had that dominant lead this start, but honestly, like the way that you pointed out earlier, Zayat and Nisha just crushing that mid lane. The Pango pick, you know, a little bit of skepticism coming up from the panel and us as well, I'd say, in terms of just what you can get done, and for a good reason. Like, Makoto had some decent plays at a certain point, but his lane went very poorly, and it's really hard to recover a game with this hero. Like, he is certainly a feast or famine style hero, and things start out kind of poorly, and it takes a long time to get anything after that initial Diffusal Blade. You can really see the hero suffer.
Right. Well, and that is sort of the big problem that the panel identified, and it ended up playing out how they saw it. Secret still look incredibly good, keeping the power alive.
Yeah.
Talon, they're gonna need to go in their bag of tricks, but we'll see what happens.
And that offlane duo, man, they are so strong. Zayat and Rezo, like, again, just a crushing game from Rezo. I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but he was very consistent with the lassos throughout the entire match. He is this build of the Witchblade and the BKB for safety, catching with the blinks and everything, but then also combining it all with that shard. I'm expecting that Batrider is going to be a hero to stay, because if you can just first phase it like this, like, sure, it was 4th overall, but still, multiple teams playing it across, like, the mid lane as well as the off lane. All we need to figure out is if safe lane or the support is viable, and we'll have, like, this full flex from the hero. And when Batrider's in, he loves running the meta.
That's right. Run the meta with the Batrider. We'll see if they can keep it up, but for now, we're going to go to a quick break. We get back, more action to come. It's not just this series. We got a couple more today, including our best of 3 that's up in just a few series time. But for now, to the break, Secret 1-0.
I think Entity is the hardest to figure out as a team. And I think that kind of gives a very strong potential for them to just kind of like surprise you and win a match against you. But at the same time, Nigma, I think, is a solid team that has proven constantly that under pressure they will play really well. We have Liquid in there too that has not had that good of a year, but they have been solid in a way. So it's, there's a pick and choose for everything, honestly.
시작하면 되는 걸 처음이 어색하다 해도 이미 익숙해진 걸 I'll never miss this chance make it dance 해가 뜨는 것도 모르게 Dance time to dance 집에 가는 것도 까먹게 우려진 너의 하얀 불을 좋아해 움켜진 문제들은 모두 가볍게 손 들고 태워 이 순간을 밝게 녹여진 분위기는 뜨겁게 우리 둘이 눈을 마주보고 춤을 춰보자 우리 둘이 두 눈을 마주보고 춤을 춰보자 I'll never miss this chance make it dance 해가 뜨는 것도 모르게 Dance time to dance 집에 가는 것도 까먹게 흐려진 너의 하얀 불을 좋아해 움켜진 문제들은 모두 가볍게 손 들고 태워 이 순간을 밝게 녹여진 분위기는 뜨겁게 우리 둘이 두 눈을 마주보고 춤을 춰보자 우리 둘이 두 눈을 마주보고 춤을 춰보자
Learn to let it go sometime. Don't let it stay on your mind. Don't let it stay inside. Gotta let it out with the sunshine. Maybe walk it out. Sometimes gotta scream and shout. Let them know that you're here, no doubt. Took a long time, but we here now. I know you're ready for the hardships. Know you're ready for the progress. I know you living your truth, but don't forget to always stay honest. So do a little dance, do a little wiggle. Yeah, it's your turn. Yeah, learn how the universe works. Yeah, come on. Can't control the world, but I'm trying to control myself. Yeah, I'm trying to control myself. Yeah, we can't control the world. Yeah, but baby, I just can't hold it. I'm just trying to control it, control it. Yeah.
And with that, a whole lot of the scenarios just went out the window for Talon. Unfortunately, going down to game number 1 here against Secret puts them out of playoffs contention, and that means we're just going to be looking at a few more of these different permutations between the upper bracket and the lower bracket with some of the results go across these other streams. Albeit, though, still a good series that we've got ahead of us with game number 2 on the horizon, but the way this one worked out was Secret dominance from the start, a little bit of a wacky ending towards the end there where it looked like maybe Talon could have had some good team fights to get themselves back into the game, but Matt, a little bit too far gone for Talon.
Yeah, it was, and like they got outlaned. Every single lane they were behind on net worth from the beginning, and we said it during the draft, right? They are going to get run at. You've picked 4 heroes that do it, and then was their 8th pick the Bane? I feel like it was, and it's like, well, how is that actually going to be able to respond to this? No. I feel like something was a little bit different.
No, they opened Dawn Enchantress, then they picked the Bane coming out of
Pango
the
was in
phase.
response to the Clockwork.
The Pango came a little bit later.
Yeah, because the Clock was a response to the Bane. So Bane was third pick. I really didn't like it. You know, you've got, like you were saying, multiple heroes that want to go in second, and it just feels really bad when someone is forced to play that initiating role, I guess you could call it, because
it's
it's
like face checking a high ground.
Yeah, and that's why Savage was dying so much early on, because he's the only one that could. And even Makoto, like, I think he did an okay job at being able to get some of these, you know, nice little swashbuckles off, Rolling Thunders. It provided a little bit of that extra team fight, but it's just not enough. You, again, had to contest against Ice Shards, you had to contest against Cogs, heroes that can go over terrain, and Ember Spirit that could just get out as long as he pops the BKB. Felt very, very weird.
And Batrider's game was way too free for how early he was picked.